In this video, we will discuss automatic variables. Automatic variables are created automatically by the data step. They will not be written to the output dataset. So this is a list of some commonly used automatic variables. The first one is underscore n underscore. Notice this underscore before and after n, so this is also part of the name of the variable. This variable is initially set to 1. Each time the data step loops past the data statement, this variable will increase by 1. Basically, so this variable will tell you which observation the data step is currently processing. The next one is underscore error underscore. So this variable can tell you whether there is any error when processing the current data step. So the default value is 0, but the value will be 1 whenever there is an error. Let me show you, demonstrate these two variables using this example. So this is an example we used multiple times. The data step, so SAS try to create a data set. So the name is grades. And so then we use a prog print to show the contents, right? So maybe we run the code. You can see, so SAS loaded the data correctly and so show and print out the contents of the data. Yeah, so if you check the log window, so everything looks fine, right? So let's try to add, for example, in this process, and so data step create those automatic variables that underscore n underscore and underscore error underscore. So for these two variables, you cannot read that by default, right? So if you want SAS clearly show that, basically you can create a variable, and so you you assign the value of those automatic variable to the variable you want. Yeah. So like this one. Right, so then I just create a variable n. So n just will be this automatic variable. And so I define another variable called error. Error will be this automatic variable, right? So then if I run the code, yeah, you can see, so SAS has two extra variable, right? So n, see, from 1 to 6, right? So just corresponds to which observation it is. And so for error, the value is always 0, yeah, because when SAS processes the data step, there is no error. Maybe we can play this a little bit. For example, I change this to a letter, because for here, exam 2, right? So we expect, SAS expect numbers. Yeah, but if you write a character here, so SAS may show an error, right? Yeah, so if you run this one, you can see for this one, SAS cannot read this number correctly. And so for the error, so it becomes 1. Yeah. If you look at SAS, log window. Yeah, in fact, so if there's some error, and so SAS will automatically show that. See, basically, so this just shows the current value in the PDV, the program data vector, right? See, the error is 1 underscore error underscore. So this is the automatic variable, right? So underscore n underscore. So this is another automatic variable. Okay. So next, we will have first.variable and last.variable. Yeah, so these two automatic variables are created for each by variable. So what is by variable? So just means those variable appears in by statement. It is set to 1 when processing the first observation in a by group. So basically for this by.variable, right? Or for last.variable, so it's set to 1 when processing the last observation in a by group. So basically just by checking the value of first and last, so then we will know whether we are processing the first and the last observation in that group. Of course, so if you want to use those, so first your data should be sorted. So for example, so use this prog sort, right? And so by checking these two variables, first.variable and last.variable, see if the value is 1 and 0, right? So means this observation is the first one in a group, right? So for the last one in the group, yeah, so then will be 0 and 1, yeah, because it is not the first, but the last, right? So if it is neither the first nor the last in a group, yeah, so both value will be 0. And so if both values are 1, means it is both first and last or ones in a group. Yeah. This may sound, I'm not sure whether you get it. So let's try to check that in an example. So look at here. Oh, so first, what's the data? So this is the data, right? And is a grades, and we see is a list of name, gender, department, and so exam scores for exam 1 and 2, and we load the data. So here, so then we first sort the data, right? See, sort the data so by department, and see department in ascending order, but exam in descending order. Okay. Oh, I think so. I should show you this one first. Oh, so maybe let me sort this one. Then I print. Okay. So the data are sorted, right? Okay. So look at here. So here, so I just want to show you the value of, because in this data step, right, so we have a by statement. So as long as for the data, in the data step we have a by statement, so SAS will automatically create a first and last variable for each of the by variable. And so here we have department and we have exam, right? So SAS will have a first dot department, last dot department, first dot exam 1, last dot exam 1. Because for those variables, they are automatic variables, right? So if you want to check the value, and you need to create a, so here I just create a a variable in the data set, and to set the value equal to that automatic variable. So let me check the contents. I think it is here. Right. Well, you can see first department. So in this sorted one, see fish, there's only one student in fishery department. So this observation, it is the first and also the last for department, right? So we have 1 and 1 here. And see, this one is forg, F-O-R-G, right? So the forestry, I think. This one is the first one, right? See the first observation, first department, last department, both, I mean, one is one, the value will be 1 and 0. So this is the last one, okay? Right, so for the first department, so the value is 0, and for the last department, the value is 1. And so for all observations in between, right? So both values are 0 and 0. Okay. So then for exam 1, since all of the value are 1, so it is also the first and also the last. Yeah, because you can see, because none of the value are the same, right? Yeah, so it is also the first and also the last. Yeah, so this is first and last. Well, so you with this first and last, and we have one application. Yeah, so for example, so if you want to create a subset, and you want to find out the students who whose scores are the highest for within each department. So then what we can do is, see, you first sort the observations according to department and exam one, right? So then how to find the student with highest score? Yeah, because see, for example, so within those forestry, right? Because the data are sorted such that the first one has the highest score for exam one, because we are sorting according to descending order of exam one, right? So basically means we just need to pick the first student in each department in this sorted data. So with this in mind, so then our code can be write in this way, right? See, set grades, right? So with this by department descending, right? So we use if this value is 1, and so then we pick this observation, otherwise we remove that observation. So first dot department, so means we just pick the first observation within each department. Yeah, so after you run that, you can see, so you just find out the students with highest exam 1 score within each department. So this is a application of this first and last. Okay. This is another another tip for debug. So we will use the putlog statement. So putlog statement can display the current value in PV in the program data vector in the SAS log. The advantage of this one is, well, of course, so then you can, so if you, advantage is, so it enables you to view the executing process as the control goes from one record to the next. So this is helpful because, so sometimes when you run the program, although the SAS does not produce any error message, yeah, but the result may not be the result you expected. So then you can check the value in each step and figure out so what's going on. And another application is, so there are many automatic variable, right? So in the previous example, so if we want to check that and we need to create a variable for that, yeah, but if you use the putlog, so you can directly print the value of those automatic variable to a log window, and so without creating a new variable. Yeah, so for this one, you can see we have putlog. Yeah, so this one putlog, so we just include a character string. So SAS will just show this text in log window. So for this one, so you just list a name of a variable and an equal sign, and so then blank. So then SAS in the log window, so we'll fill in the value of the department at this step, and also fill in the value of exam 1, and also first dot department, and also last dot department. So let's run this one and to see where it is. I think so it is here, right? Yeah, so we have we have log, putlog. So if you run this one, you check the log, you can see. Yeah, so SAS just print out the value for each of them, right? See, show current value. So this is generated by the first putlog statement. So then SAS show department equal to fish, the value for exam 1, the value of first department, value of last department. Yeah, so this line is created by the second putlog statement. Okay, yeah, so see, so then you can check the details of each step in the data step. Of course, so you can use a put or. So then this one SAS just show display the value of all variables. Maybe we can check that. See, I remove this one. I just say underscore or underscore, right? Yeah. So you on this one, you check the log window. See, SAS just shows the value of everything. Yeah, so SAS also shows this underscore and underscore, right? So this is a automatic variable during the data step. Okay. Good. Next. Oh. Well, instead of putlog, and so we can also use a put statement instead. Yeah, but the put statement is much more flexible. Yeah, so we can it can write text to external files. So later, and so we will show you a put statement. Yeah, and so you can also use percent put macro. Yeah, so this which can be placed anywhere. Yeah, because so this put and this putlog can only be used in data step, right? Yeah, but so this put can be used anywhere. Maybe you can try a put, right? So I say put, it should produce the same result. Check the log window, see. Yeah, so the put log can be replaced by put. Okay. Yeah, so this is another application for the first or maybe the last automatic variable. Yeah, so we can use this one to remove duplicate observations. Yeah, so let's maybe first try to create a data set. So here I just, in the data of grades, I only keep gender department two variable. Okay, yeah, you can see, so there are many duplicate observations. Yeah, so like those one you can see, so they are duplicate observations, and like this one, so they are duplicate observations. Basically, now what we want to do is, so we just want to save remove a duplicate observations and only keep unique observations. So there are two different ways we can do it. Yeah, so the first one is just use the first. See, if you first sort the data according to gender and department, right? So then you use if first.department, right? So then we only keep the first one within that group. Yeah, so then see, we first sort, then in this by with this by statement. Yeah, so notice even your data are sorted, right? So this by statement is also needed in the data step. Yeah, so only after SAS saw this by statement, and SAS will create the first variable and the last variable, those automatic variables. Okay, so we run this one, and so then we print the data created, the data unique. Oh, I think something wrong. Or by variable are not properly sorted. I think so. We need to sort the data first, right? And so then use the by. So notice whenever you want to use a by statement, so data should be sorted. So using the same variables, using the same order. Run that. So now it's fine, right? See, we just save the unique observations and so remove or duplicate. Of course, so this to remove duplicate observations, and we can also use proc sort. So this is something we discussed before, right? So just with the option, so no dupe records. So no dupe rec s. Okay, so rec means a record. Yeah, so this one, of course, will be more easier, much easier, right? So you run this one, you can see, so SAS just create a observations with unique observations. I mean, create a data set with unique observations. So the out option just specify the new data set. So this new data set will save all unique observations in the original data set. Yeah, but however, so this example just clearly, help you to understand how to use these first variable and the last variable, those automatic variables.